Hello everyone, I am Laurie Barraco and I welcome you to this week's predictions, and I will be looking into the energies of the week of September 28th, 2025, and for this month I've been using the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. All right, so we will give our cards a shuffle. And I will welcome everyone to Libra season, which Libra's energies bring us, bring attention to the areas in our lives where we are out of balance. You may see some relationship pop up where there's some fine tuning and some revamping and removing and zhuzhing up of our relationships. And when I say relationship, it doesn't necessarily mean romantic. We have relationships with everything. Everything is a relationship and how we relate to it. So how we relate to ourselves, our work, our family, our relationships with money, our health, our belief system. So there will be attention brought and highlighted to all of these areas where we are out of balance. It really is about being in balance. So I'm going to pull 3 cards from the top of the deck. 1, 2, 3, and we have the Chariot card. We have the 3 of Swords. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. So I'm going to take a little bit of a different spin, as I often do, with the traditional meanings of the cards and the influences. So the advice from Spirit this week is to maybe leave things where they're at. We don't always have to call it out. I know that there have been movements to speak your truth and don't let them get away with that. And this is about your confidence and your throat chakra and establishing healthier boundaries. But sometimes we need to apply our discernment to the different situations, and we can make observations. We can make internal shifts within ourselves where we don't have to call it out and maybe embarrass someone, or maybe trying to prove a point where it's falling on deaf ears, and or maybe they just have a different perception and they don't agree with what we're saying with our observations and speaking our truth. So I'm going to encourage everyone, myself included, with letting go of some of the need to be right, to prove my point, to be heard. I'm going to make them hear me so they understand. Sometimes there are some situations where there is supposed to be different perspectives and points of view based upon the overarching theme of the relationship contracts. All right. So it's okay to have differences of opinions. However, when the integrity, your moral ethics are in question, or other people's, then we have the option of doing what we need to do and be proactive with our reactions. This really is about our reactions and not being so attached to someone else's reaction or their belief system. So the Chariot is also about tempering the energies and finding balance between light, dark, positive, negative, heavy vibe, high vibe. And it also has to relate to the sun sign of Cancer, the energy of Cancer. So Cancer is about the home front and nurturing and sensitivity. So there's that influence. Then we also have this 3 of Swords, which is heartache, disappointment, people possibly stabbing us in the back and talking crap behind our back. So there's that energy, right? The triggers and the sadness. And then the Knight of Pentacles is the one that spoke to me the loudest, which was, let's just leave it. Just leave it where it's at. You don't have to go and fix it, try to push it forward, try to prove a point. Let it be. Let it sit there. And if this situation, this person, this relationship is for our highest and best good, then we leave it. Then Spirit will help with navigating through those situations. All right? Okay, some very interesting influences this week, no? All right, so thank you so much for tuning in each and every week. I am Laurie Barraco. Namaste. Bye-bye. Oh, one last word. Let's work on cord cuttings this week. Cord cutting the cords of emotions and reactions that do not serve us. So whatever you do for your cord cutting, I'm going to invite you to do so this week, frequently, at least once. All right, bye-bye, friends. Namaste.